Welcome students. So myself Mehboob Pasha, and today we will continue with the topic that is acid, bases and salts. So in previous classes we have discussed about acids, bases, next and about indicators. So today in this session we are going to discuss about neutralization. Okay, so we are going to discuss about neutralization. So before that, in general, okay, not related to this chapter, in general, neutralization means whenever you might have seen something argue is going on, okay, so someone is agreeing and someone is disagreeing at that time. So if we are not interfering in that, okay, so we are neither agreeing nor disagreeing. So okay, we are not agreeing and we are not disagreeing also. So in such a condition is called as neutral. Okay, so here I am remain neutral. I am not agreeing. I am not going to arguing the concept. Okay, so I am not agreeing and I am not disagreeing the about anything. So here I remains neutral. I remains safe. Okay, so here it means that this is called as neutral. Okay, this is called as neutral. So that is in general life. But with respect to chemistry, neutralization means it's a different thing. Okay, so here. So today we will discuss the concept that is neutralization. So before that, so let us see what is meant by neutral substance. Okay, so before that we will see what is meant by neutral substance. Then what is neutral substance? Look at here. What is a neutral substance? A substances which is neither acidic nor basic in nature. So which substances are called as neutral substance? The substances which is neither acidic or basic. Okay, so if the substance is not acid and if the substance is not basic, then we will call that kind of substances, we will call such substances as a neutral substances. Okay, we will call such substances as a neutral substances. Next we will see what is meant by neutralization. Okay, so now we will see what is meant by neutralization. Look at here. It is a process or a chemical reaction. It is a process or a chemical reaction in which acid and base substances, okay, it is a process in which the acid and the base substances mixed with each other to neutralize the acidic and basic nature. Okay, so what is neutralization? Neutralization is nothing but it is a process or a chemical reaction in which the acid as well as bases are mixed with each other. Okay, are mixed with each other so that the acidic it will neutralize the acidic property of acid and basic property of bases. Okay, so here what happens in neutralization reaction, the acidic property of acid will be destroyed and the basic property of bases will be destroyed. So when you neutralize acids and bases, the solution which you are getting after neutralization is neither acidic nor basic. Okay, so let us take an example. So you take two solutions such that one is acidic and one is basic. So let us take hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. Okay, so let us take hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. So here hydrochloric acid is what? It is an acidic substance, no? So hydrochloric acid is an acidic substance. So what about sodium hydroxide? It is a base, no? It is a base. So when we mix both the solutions, next the resulting solution which we will get, no? The resulting solution which we will get is not a acid as well as it is not a base. Okay, it is a neutral solution. Okay, understood? It is a neutral solution. Okay, see here, the product that is formed after neutralization is called salt. So what is here? The product, okay, the substances which is formed, the substances or the product which is formed by the neutralization of acids and bases is called as what? Salt. Okay, the product which we are getting when we neutralize acid and bases, that product is called as what? Salt. So next, salts can be acidic or basic or neutral in nature. So here the nature of salt is what? It can be acidic, it can be basic, or it can be neutral. Okay, so the property of salt is what? It can be acidic, it can be basic, or it can be neutral. Next, so in this reaction, no, in this neutralization reaction, heat is produced. Okay, so in this neutralization reaction, look at here, heat is generated in this process which raises the temperature of resulting mixture. So here in neutralization reaction, heat is produced in the reaction. Okay, so heat is produced in the reaction, so that if heat is produced means what, the temperature of the reaction will get increases. Okay, so here when we are doing neutralization reaction, heat is produced in the neutralization reaction. As a result, the temperature of the resulting mixture, okay, the temperature of the resulting mixture or the temperature of the solution that we are getting is high. Okay, the temperature of the solution which we are getting after neutralization is high. Now we'll see about phenolphthalein. Okay, so now we'll see about phenolphthalein. So in previous classes we have studied that to determine whether a substance is acid or basic, we will use natural indicators. Okay, we'll be using natural indicators. So what are those natural indicators? So one is what? Litmus, next turmeric and pink rose. Okay, so to identify whether a substance is acid or a base, so we will be using those three natural indicators. Okay, so apart from that there is a synthetic indicator. Okay, so apart from that those indicators, there is a synthetic indicator which can be used to determine whether a solution or a substance is acid or base. So look at here, it is called as phenolphthalein. Okay, so it is called as phenolphthalein. So what is it? Phenolphthalein it is a synthetic indicator. Okay, so phenolphthalein is a synthetic indicator often used for testing neutralization reaction. Okay, so here phenolphthalein is a synthetic indicator. Okay, it is a synthetic indicator. Why it is used for? Okay, so here phenolphthalein will be used for to test neutralization reaction. Okay, so here phenolphthalein is used to test neutralization reaction. Next, look at here. Its color is pink. Okay, the color of phenolphthalein solution is what? Pink. It is pink in color. Next, when acid is added to it, then it turns colorless, indicating the presence of acid. Okay, so whenever you add any substance or any solution in phenolphthalein, then what happened? The pink color of the phenolphthalein will disappear. It will become colorless, indicating the presence of acid. Okay, so when you add any substances which is acidic in nature to phenolphthalein, what happened? The pink color of the phenolphthalein will get disappears, indicating that the presence of acid. For example, so when you add some drops of hydrochloric acid to phenolphthalein solution, okay, so when you add some drops of hydrochloric acid to phenolphthalein solution, then what happens? The pink color of phenolphthalein solution turns to colorless. Okay, the pink color of phenolphthalein solution turns to colorless. Next, when a base is added to it, then it retains its pink color, indicate the presence of base. Okay, so when a base is added to it, then it retains its pink color, indicating the presence of base. So when you add base to the phenolphthalein solution, okay, so when you add any basic substances to phenolphthalein, what happens? The phenolphthalein will retain its pink color. Okay, so what happens when we add acidic solution to phenolphthalein? Then pink color will disappears. Again, when you add basic solution to that phenolphthalein, it retains the color of the solution. Let us see the formation of salts. Okay, so see here, hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide. So what is this? It is a sodium hydroxide. And what is this? It is a hydrochloric acid. So when hydrochloric acid is mixed with the base, that is NaOH, sodium hydroxide is a base. So when these two acids are mixed, so what happens? Neutralization reaction takes place. So in that, what are the products are formed? Okay, so look at here. So when acid is reacted with sodium hydroxide, that is when hydrochloric acid is reacted with sodium hydroxide, then water is produced along with the salt. Okay, so here NaCl is sodium chloride. So NaCl means sodium chloride. Okay, so here Sodium chloride is a salt. So here in this process, as I told you, heat is evolved. So heat is generated during the formation of salts or during the neutralization reaction.